Hi, everybody. It's Jeffrey. The reason I was leaning down is because Zoom has these new features that I don't need or want. It just comes up as this screen. It's like, what? All right. Adventure, be in wonder. Life's an adventure, an adventure. Oh, I have all these things that are occupying my mind, and it's an adventure. Try something new, do something new, open yourself to new possibilities. That's the energy, Mr. Optimism. I woke up really early and the sun was so beautiful this morning. It was kind of like pink and orange at the same time, which to me is like, ooh, kind of like this is a little bit kind of pink and orange. You can't really tell it's orangey on the bottom. Oh, anyway, that is that. Tarot classes start today, this evening at 6:30 Central. It's still not too late to join. And even if you miss the first week, it's okay. It's not like, oh, we really need the first week. Even if you miss the first week, it's okay. So join anytime this week. I think we have room for like one or two more. And the more the merrier. The more the merrier. So yesterday, I've been trying to be open. Yesterday, I did this past life regression online. It was really, really fascinating. I just found it on YouTube. It was a hypnosis, and I followed it. There are a lot of really good hypnosis stuff on YouTube for free. And yeah, feels good. So I'm meeting new people. I'm having new experiences. It's oh, I can't do that. I don't do that anymore. I mean, I'm not going to jump out of a plane, but I'm open. I've been looking at other places to go in Mexico, like to travel to. I don't have the money at the moment, but I will. It's like, oh, well, I've always wanted to go to this and this city. I've always wanted to, so go. I've always wanted to try eating this kind of food. Then do, call your eccentric friend and say, we're going somewhere, even if it's just a new restaurant, even if it's just, uh, like an adventure, continue to grow, continue to experiment. That's the energy. And, be in a state of, uh, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be fun. All right. I could shuffle forever, so I better stop. Aha. So this is an interesting card, the Hierophant. Well, it's known, I don't know how to pronounce it in Spanish. I have to ask my friend when I see them. Sacerdote. All right. So it's a 5. 5 is change, which is really interesting, especially coming in at the end of the Pluto Capricorn thing, because Pluto destroys and creates in a way. It brings up from the underground, right? And it reveals. So, rules like oil and gemstones and things that are under the ground, caverns, caves, the subconscious. And it brings it up to be revealed, which I kind of think is what I did yesterday. And it's the card of Taurus, so it's ruled by Venus. So the interesting thing, there's a real This is like it's the fifth card. So the first card is the Fool, unborn. The second card is Magician, creating something. Then it's the Hierophant, the High Priestess, which is about connecting with the divine, connecting with your own divine, right? And then the Empress, living in the garden, the mother. Then the Emperor, I'm giving you a little quickie lesson. The Father, these are the rules, right? I'm the authority. And then this is how we live in society. So, what's the society? I know I'm getting a whole message. What's the society that I'm willing to change? Like, can I change tribes? Can I change tribes? That's what I'm getting today. Because this is also um, establishment. It's really about establishment societally. So, you know, a hospital works a certain way, academia works a certain way, the government works a certain way, religion works a certain way. There's a hierarchy. There's a hierarchy here, and it's like if I'm the Hierophant today, right? So I'm getting messages from above. That's what's going on here, getting messages from above, and how can I, you know, kind of maybe talk to two different pieces of myself or organize two different pieces of myself, say one in the physical world and one in the spiritual world, and how can I bring them together to build something that's established, that I received from heaven, that I received from my higher self, and organize and establish and ritualize them here. Because I've been going into the Akashic Records a lot. And I've been writing and asking questions. And a lot of times they keep on telling me, keep on doing the rituals that you're doing, like, because I do a lot of like stuff to work on myself, right? And I make them up as I go. It's a little bit the way I cook. So let's say I buy a kohlrabi, right? Really odd vegetable. So I'll look up online. Someone says, I'm making a chicken stock, and someone else says, make it in oil. And someone else says, well, this spice goes with it, and that spice. And then I kind of put it together. Like, okay, I got some information. It's probably better in the oven than on the stovetop, for instance. And I know it has like a mild flavor, so pretty much any spice will go, unless it's, too overwhelming. I don't want to overwhelm it. A little bit like that. So it's like, well, taking the information from your spirit and from the physical world and put them together and establish something new. That's the energy. And it's an adventure. Think of it as an adventure. It's like, oh, I'm going to try something new. Let's see what happens. Or you're in touch with somebody who has experience with that and said, can you show me or help me or give me an idea or have a conversation with me? Or you look up something online or, it's like that, like that. The other thing that I saw, there's this guy who has a YouTube channel and he's Spanish from Spain and he travels all around Mexico. And I mean, I would love to do videos like that, to tell you the truth, but I don't, I'm open to it. I keep on meeting, I met somebody else who makes videos. So I meet video people, which is fabulous. And there's an extinct volcano right outside the city that actually destroyed one of the pyramids that was here. Anyway, they do caving there with mountain biking and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, that seems interesting. Like, okay. Like, I never thought I would be interested in that. It's like, yeah, okay. So just be open, right? Just be open. The thing that's really interesting too is whenever I travel to a different place, especially a different place that's kind of far away, like, to go to New York to Philadelphia, it's the same trees, it's the same. The thing that always impresses me, oh, you're in Florida. Well, welcome back to Florida. The thing that always impresses me, and I really appreciate this, Miss Orchid, is whenever I go to a place, you see different trees and different plants growing. And it's like, oh, the world is really much more diverse than I thought it was, right? Like even when I went to, like say Northern California or Southern California, the plants are completely different than in New York, right? In Italy, there were, tons of cypress. There are a lot of cypress here too. Um, in Spain, I didn't see that much. I was in Madrid, but here in Mexico, it just goes on and on. Especially, it, you know, Mexico City is it's temperate, but it's kind of like things that grow in arid climates will grow here. Things that grow in sort of temperate climates will grow here as well. So it's a really interesting mix. A really interesting mix, and it's like okay, it's a little bit like fusion food, right? I so I don't know. I'm open to that, and that I think that's what it's about. Aha! Don't blame you. Don't blame you. The one thing that's so interesting, Kathleen, is I grew up in New York, and I was so used to it, and I was so used to like the fall, like the flat, everything changing, all the colors, and then the winter, the brr, and then the spring, everything coming up. Like when the first flowers would come up, it would be the crocus and the little snow things. Like, oh, it's coming, and then forsythia and daffodils, the early spring, and then the summer flowers. And here, you think, oh, well, I'm really going to miss the change of weather. I don't miss it at all. I really don't. I don't miss it at all. There's stuff growing here all the time, and makes me happy. Yeah, but I feel like it's a fusion of ourselves. It's this fusion of, um, it's almost like embrace your eccentricity, right? Embrace your way of looking at, like, oh, I have this experience and I have that experience. And even though they don't seem to make sense together, somehow I'm going to make it work. Somehow I'm going to make it work. It's almost like having leftovers in the fridge, and there's a little bit of like Chinese stuff left over. And then, well, I have some eggs. So maybe if I put it with some eggs and what the hell, I'll add some spice, or I'll add fruit to the salad, or like that, and make it an adventure. But I feel like it's emotional. Exactly. My vision is not very good. Nice, nice. It's nice to be able to do both for you. Really nice. I'm just really happy to be here. Really happy. You know, I really am. All right. So the classes start tonight. If people want a reading, I mean I can't do it tonight, but I have openings for readings. I have openings for healings. And sometimes it could even be as simple as like geology is really interesting to me. So I watch a lot of geology videos, and it's like, oh, this is. This is one, well, I never thought I'd be interested in that, but I am. And so just be open to the wonder that is the earth, the wonder, and let it come and be fused and, bring together two pieces, because those are the keys. This is really the Pope. It's unfortunate that it's cut off, but there are two keys on the bottom here. You see the crossed keys. And the other thing that's interesting, it's sort of a cross, but it's like this. And it's like, okay, well, I can establish something. I want to get it straight. I can establish something, right? That this is very, solid for vertical, horizontal, and then like, oh, that's the spot. I found the spot. I'll continue to interpret cards in a weird way. Works for me. All right. Blessings. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely day. And see you all soon. I'll be getting back to Tarot Tuesdays this week, I promise. You know what it is? The next card is the Moon, which I find like the most complicated card. So I have to really get into really what's going on there and then bring it. All right. Blessings. See you all soon. Have a lovely day. And life's an adventure, so be on the adventure. Bye.